Hey, it's John. Welcome back. Okay, so Capita, time for an update. It's just shy of a week since we took that position. We got in on Friday, so it's a week tomorrow. Now, originally I said it's going to be a 2-week trade. That's what I was looking for. I was hoping it's going to break through 50 pence inside 2 weeks. And I would say things are going probably a little bit better than I thought they would, or a little bit quicker than I thought they would. We are now right on the nose of a crucial part in this particular trade. We're either going to see another pullback and I'll be thinking, oh, I wish I should have gotten out at that point, or we're going to see a breakout. And I honestly don't know at this point which way it's going to go. Let's take a look at the chart in IG. You get a little bit more detail in this chart and you can see where that line is. It's pretty much where we got resistance, back in November and then December, and then, we seem to have gotten through this resistance here in March, but we're now, like I say, right on the nose. This is a crucial bit. Are we going to see that breakout that I'm looking for, or is that it? Is it going to run out of steam? It's fair to say that after I got in early and we saw back-to-back price rises, significant price rises early on, it kind of run out of steam, as you'd expect. It can't just keep going like that. And then we've seen another little push up now, and it's just got to 50. That's what I said we were looking for. We were looking for 50. And now we're at a point where it's like, okay, we've got to 50. Do we take our profits, or do we risk that breakout and just hold our position? As you can see from, if you watch my first video, I haven't actually done a thing. The stop is exactly where I left it. I haven't moved it. And now I'm thinking we've got to the target price of 50. Let's just move the stop rather than close the position. If we just flick back to the positions, see how we're getting on. 193 in profit, which we're kind of happy with that. Like I said, only started with margin of like 290 or something. So, we might double our money here if this trade keeps going the way we want it to. So let's just think about moving this stop. First, let's take a look at level 2, see what the order book's looking like. Looking pretty even, to be fair. 0.4% up. A little bit more on the sell side, which isn't obviously a great sign. Let's look at the whole order book. Again, a little bit more on the sell side. I think it might be one of those days where it's flat today. So it might just touch 50 like we've got here, and then it's going to come back. Let's just take a look at the markets. Always good to look at the markets when you're looking at your share. So we've got here the FTSE's down 2%. It's a rough day for the FTSE. And I think that's a key piece of information because that's basically headwind. So if your share's up on a day where the markets are down significantly, that's usually a pretty good sign, because you can expect for most shares, if the FTSE's down, you're probably going to have a down day as well. Not necessarily as significant, but you're unlikely to have an up day. And if we just look, this is obviously just my watch list here, but you can see in my watch list almost all of the shares, bar just 5 or 6 at the bottom here. So we can take some comfort in the fact the FTSE's down over 2% and Capita is just about holding its own. So I don't think there's any reason to sort of just completely pull the plug on this trade. I think, though, it is probably time, being that we've hit that target price, to move the stop. So let's do that. Just zoom in on this a little bit here. So if we just put it to, where are we thinking? 44. We just put it there, and then it's got a bit of room to move. And obviously in the morning with the wider spreads, we don't want to just get stopped out unnecessarily. I think if we put it in at 44, that should give it enough room to breathe, whilst also if it does just hit 50 and just come down really quickly, well, we've got out with at least the capital we put in. Let's just do that now. Here's the stop, 44. See if it accepts it. Looks like it does. Hit back. Here we go. Yeah. So I don't know why it keeps losing that top bar. Just refresh the page. There we go. So okay, we're now in a position where we can't lose money. Basically, our stop is above our opening position. Like I say, we've got to that resistance point of 50. Let's hope that we see a breakout. I'd love to know if you guys followed me in here when we took that position last week. Be really interested to know. Who knows, some of you might have got in lower. I'd love to see if you guys have followed me in this one, and maybe some of you were more bullish than I was. What did I put, £20 a point here? Maybe some of you thought you were it was even more of a short bet. I'd love to know. I know at least one of my followers joined me on this trade, and I hope that things are still going well for them. Obviously this is not advice, and you should always do your own research, but I do think it's helpful, hopefully helpful for you to see these trades, another retail investor doing these trades. I always find you learn from other people when you watch them do things in the real world, so hopefully this is helping. The last trade I took, by the way, was with Keystone Law, and I think I made £100 and something on that trade, and I probably should have kept it going. I think I got out somewhere around here, and I haven't traded really since in my spread betting account. For those who watch my earlier videos, I talk about rules of spread betting, how I approach spread betting, how I remain profitable in spread betting, etc, etc. And one of my golden rules is never log into your spread betting account. Don't use the charts and stuff that we're looking at here. And the reason for that is because, of course, this entire platform is designed to make you want to trade. So I actively avoid it, and I look at these really ugly charts, and I trade on fundamentals. If you saw the first video, the first Capita video, you'll know that we traded on the RNS. I do like to keep an eye on the RNS for particular companies, and this is one of those companies I was watching. How did I find out about this particular trade? Well, I have my watch list. I order by price movement, so we look at the top and the tail of the table here, and then I look to see if there's an RNS announcement. If there is in the top or the tail, then I'll click on the RNS. Let's just take a look at this one, for example. I'll look at the reason why the share price has moved significantly, and it's almost always because there was a particular RNS announcement. So that's how I found out about Capita. Of course, in the first instance, it needs to be on one of your watch lists to appear here. There definitely is ways you can look at the biggest movers for the entire market and then find that particular company, look at the RNS, and then do it that way. I just happened to find it on my own watch list. So that's how we kind of came about the trade in the first place. But back to the point I was making was that I just steer clear of my spread betting accounts. I act as if they don't exist. I do my fundamentals, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I could take a spread bet position on that. Unfortunately, I guess I take my rules to the extreme a little bit, and I basically all but forgotten about my spread betting account. And if I'm honest, I probably should spread bet a bit more than I currently do, because the returns are so attractive. We could potentially double our money here. So I'm looking at the wrong chart. Could potentially double our money here with Capita. And like I say, I made, I don't know, £100 and something on Keystone Law, which was nice. It's my previous position, but that was months ago. I haven't done anything for months. So I should probably look to do a little bit more in spread betting, but it's one of those ones that's a bit of a slippery slope. You do want to approach it very cautiously, because the fact you're trading on margin, of course, which I've covered in previous videos. So that was a little update on the Capita trade. We're very much now at the business end of this deal. I'm hoping that this price is going to hold today. If it's flat, I always say that. I feel like I always say this, but if it's flat today, I won't be displeased, being that the FTSE struggling so much. So we'll just go with it. But we're now entering week 2, and this is going to be crucial, guys. We could get that breakout, and then we're going to the moon. Let me know if you're with me for this journey. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you on the next update video.